All right, welcome back to another video. My name is Stephen Foster. Today, I wanted to take a look at the Mark II, Studio Neat's Mark II, their EDC pin, a more portable pin. If you guys watched my video last year on my favorite EDC pins, you know one of the ones that's been in rotation for me, one of the ones that I think I've used the longest is Studio Neat's Mark I. I think I was like a part of the original Kickstarter for this thing when it came out. Studio Neat saw that video. They said, hey, you should check out the Mark II. So I want to show you guys what it looks like, my thoughts on it, and if I will use it, if I would consider it for my EDC. So let's just get right into it. Packaging's easy enough. It's just this like, I don't know if it's plastic or like a foil type thing, some type of like hybrid material. Seems pretty, pretty easy. I think that's it. Super easy packaging. I know the Mark I's came in like a cork, which was pretty cool, but my kid found that, and I think he wanted to just chew that and enjoy that. Fun little note saying that they assemble this by hand in Texas. I do believe they manufacture the parts offshore, but then bring all the parts in-house to put it all together. The tolerances for this thing are wild. If I remember correctly, it's like you should be able to like just twist this thing, pull it out. That's the pin. That's crazy. This is the pin. And this is sort of like the cap, and you just drop it back in on itself like that. You have a much smaller pin. I think it's magnetic that's holding it in there. And then if you want to break it, yeah. Not break it, but break the magnetic piece of it, right? That actually feels really satisfying. Maybe not as satisfying as the click, but okay, so when deployed, the Mark II and the Mark I are the same size. That's really good. I didn't realize that. I think when I was thinking about this pin, I was like, it's gonna be, you know, a little bit smaller. I really like the size of the Mark I, and so it's cool with the Mark II that when it is deployed, when it's in that riding mode, it feels really good. This is a complete aside, but as someone who played drums or is a drummer, grew up playing drums, this isn't weird for me. The Mark II is significantly heavier than the Mark I. The Mark I feels very light because it's just this like unibody design with just the knock and the construction in there, versus this, which is sort of this two-piece thing, has the weight of those magnets in there. It is a little bit heavier. There is a pin clip, which is kind of nice if you're gonna throw this in like a pouch, even something like in my backpack. I have like in the Peak Design pack, I can slip this in there. This would be nice to hold it in, because sometimes if I throw this in there, it just ends up everywhere and I have to go looking for it. That is welcome. What I'm very curious about now is how do the refills work with this thing? I guess there looks to be like a section here at the top. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can unscrew this. Wow, this thing looked so sleek. I didn't even think that would be possible. If I didn't have this studio light bouncing off of me here, I don't think I would have seen that gap, but there is a tiny little refill here that I guess you could easily pick up from Studio Neat. And I believe the rollerball head should act the same as the Schmidt refill that's in the Mark I, which is my favorite refill. But let's actually test this out on one of these analog note cards from Ugmonk. Yeah, that writes very similarly to that same refill that you get in the Mark I. My handwriting is atrocious, so I'm debating whether or not I actually show this to you guys. So okay, pros and cons with this. Huge pro that this uses the mini version of that Schmidt P8126 refill, rollerball refill. That just is my favorite refill to write with in any pen. So a pen that does not take that refill is automatically disqualified for me. The fact that it's a mini refill, so it is a different refill than the standard P8126 refills, means you still need to buy a different kind of refill because you won't be able to fit the normal size ones in here. So pros and cons with that, it writes similarly to like your big pin, the pin that you maybe keep on your desk but wouldn't be taking with you. Is it really that much smaller side by side? Yeah, you're probably saving, I don't know, maybe a fifth to a fourth of the actual stand-up height. Really great if like you need to pocket this, or if you just want to put this in like a smaller pouch, like if you have a smaller like field notes pouch or something. The fact that it is less volume when it's not deployed, that is kind of nice. The attached clip is pretty nice. It does look like it's in there. I don't think you can take that off, but I think if you're going for a pen like this, you kind of want it there. Yeah, that deploying, that just like magnetic deploy is so satisfying. Weight could be an issue if you really like having like the absolute lightest pin. Having those magnets in here do add some weight. To me, they're not deal breakers though, especially if I'm out and about and I need like a heavier, just a little bit heavier pin to like write on a surface that's maybe not as nice as my desk here. If I don't just have a slab of walnut that's perfectly finished and treated to write with my pen and paper on, I think the weight would be welcome. It's not cumbersome. And I guess this comes in a silver and black version. And I guess this is the black version that they sent me, which is this like very dark metallic finish here. I think the sort of the sheath stays this like Cerakoted black, but it's this piece here that is either silver or also black. And I guess you could even just write like this. If you like kind of almost want like the golf pencil pen of EDC pens, you could just kind of go for it like this. And there's something actually magical about just having this little guy right here by itself. You wouldn't want to lose the sheath, but yeah, all in all, I dig it. I think I will try carrying this pen around for a while. I think I have a few use cases that it will really shine in versus the Mark 1, which is a little bit more for home, a little more for the desk setup. I'll leave a link down below in the description for both the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. Like I said in the past, the Mark 1 has been one of my favorite pens of all time. I really enjoy writing with it. I can already see that the Mark 2 is similar enough that it's going to feel very comfortable for anyone who's used the Mark 1. But if you're also just looking for a really durable EDC pen that's all metal, feels sturdy, and is smaller than your standard pen while also still being, I think, of the quality and being able to write like a standard pen, I think this gets the job done. Yeah, that mini P8126 is a good find. I'm really glad that they figured that out. Leave a comment down below what your favorite EDC pen is, and if you're gonna pick up a Mark 1 or Mark 2, I do think the Mark 2 is definitely well designed for EDC. I love my Mark 1. I kind of used it for everything for a long time, both here at the desk at home and also on the go, but I think the Mark 1 is going to be retired to just being here at the office. The Mark 2 is going to be on the go for the foreseeable future. So with that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched this video this far. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd be stoked if you would. I make videos here about photography, tech, and sometimes EDC gear, well-used, well-worth-it tools, stuff that I can use to get my job done and help make my life easier. I appreciate that stuff and love sharing that stuff with all you guys. So with that, be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet, and we'll do it again soon. Later.